Hi OpenXML developers, this is Eric White. Today I'm going to walk through the mechanics of the process of building OpenXmlPowerTools with Visual Studio 2010. All of the code in OpenXmlPowerTools compiles just fine with Visual Studio 2010. As delivered, it comes with a solution and projects for Visual Studio 2012 and 2013. You can open up the projects and solutions with 2012 and 2013 without any issues at all. But some developers still need to work with 2010, and it's really easy to do so. So let's walk through the process. Here I have the zip file as downloaded from PowerTools.codeplex.com. This is the zip file for the core C# modules. First thing I'll do is extract everything. I'll accept the default directory. Now we have this new folder, OpenXmlPowerTools-2-7-02, and underneath that we have two folders, OpenXmlPowerTools and OpenXmlPowerTools examples. Let's now start Visual Studio 2010 and build our solution and projects. I want to select Windows here for the category of installed templates. We want to target the .NET Framework 4. We want to build a class library project first. Let's browse to the folder where we're going to put this. This is the folder that contained the zip file as I downloaded it, so I'll select this folder, and I'm going to call the class library, of course, OpenXmlPowerTools. I will tell it to create a directory for the solution and click OK. I'm going to delete class1.cs. We don't need it. And I'm also going to build a project for the example. So I tell it I want a new project. And this one is going to be Windows.NET Framework 4. I want it to be a console application, not a class library. I can accept the folder where it's going to put it, and I'll call this Document Builder 01. And I can, right now, set this as the startup project because the class library will never be the startup project. Our example program will be the startup project. And I'll rename program.cs to documentbuilder01.cs. And it asks if I want to rename the class, and I'll say yes. It doesn't really matter. We're going to replace this entire C# module. Now I'm going to copy all of the OpenXmlPowerTools core C# files into the OpenXmlPowerTools folder for this solution that I just created. So I'll go into this folder. This is the folder that was created when I extracted everything from the zip file. I'll go into the OpenXmlPowerTools folder from there, and I'm going to select all of the modules, all the C# modules, but I'm not going to select this C# project and the C# solution. These are the Visual Studio 2012/2013 solutions and projects. So I'm going to right click and I'll click copy. Now I'll go back to the folder that contains our Visual Studio 2010 solution, and underneath that there is the OpenXmlPowerTools folder, and this is where the class1.cs was that I deleted just a minute ago, and I'm going to paste in all of the C# modules into this folder. You can copy or move them in any approach that you want to. Now I'm going to add existing items to the OpenXmlPowerTools project, and it offers me the choice to pick all of these C# modules. I'll select them all and click Add. I now need to add some references. The first thing that I need to do is I need to add the OpenXML SDK and Windows Base to this. So I'm going to browse for the OpenXML SDK. I'll go to the C folder. I'll go to Program Files. I'll go into the OpenXML SDK folder. I'll go into the V2.5 folder and then the lib folder, and there's the DLL. I'll click OK. So just to review, the path is C:\program files /OpenXML SDK /V2.5 /lib document format.openxml.dll. Now, if you are doing this on a 64-bit machine, instead of the program files folder, you want the program files x86 folder. Other than that, everything else is the same. Now let's add the Windows Base assembly. I'll click on component name, and there's Windows Base. So I'll double click that fellow. And now I also need system.drawing. Again, I'll click on component name so that it sorts. And there is system.drawing. I'll double click it. And I also need windows.forms. And the reason I need windows.forms is in the HTML converter, there is some code that uses some metrics functions that are in Windows Forms. The most convenient functions to get the metrics of fonts are in Windows Forms as compared to elsewhere in the .NET framework for exactly what I wanted to do. So we need to add a reference to system.windows.forms. Let's right-click on that project and let's build it, see how we did. And the build succeeded. Now let's go copy the right stuff in for building the Document Builder 01 example. I'll go back into the folder that I created when I unzipped the zip file that I downloaded from Codeplex. I'll go into the OpenXmlPowerTools examples folder, and I'll go into Document Builder 01. I'm going to pick these 3 source documents because those are what are required by this Document Builder 01 example, and I'll also select Document Builder 01.cs. I'll right-click and click Copy. Now I'll go into my newly created Document Builder 01 folder that contains my newly built project. There's the Document Builder 01.cs module. When I paste these modules in here, it's going to ask me if I want to replace Document Builder 01.cs, and yes, I want to replace the file in the destination. Now let's go back into Visual Studio 2010. Let's add some references. Now we can come over to the recent folder in the Add Reference dialog box, and I'm going to click all 4 of those. Then I'm going to click OK. And I also need to add a reference to the OpenXmlPowerTools solution. So I'll click over in the Projects folder in the Add Reference dialog box, and there's the OpenXmlPowerTools project. And I'll double click on that, and that will pull in the OpenXmlPowerTools library. Now I'll right click on Document Builder 01, and I'll tell it I want to build, and it tells me the build succeeded. Now let's press F5. The example ran just fine. And let's go into bin, debug, and here are the out1, out2, out3, out4, out5.docx files that were created by the example. We'll open one, and sure enough, it worked. You can repeat this exact same process for any of the other examples as appropriate. And there we have it. We have built the OpenXmlPowerTools DLL, and we've built one of the examples using Visual Studio 2010. Thanks for watching.